And a very pleasant good evening and welcome to Cerritos College Basketball on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Tonight, the Coaches versus Cancer Classic from Cerritos as the Falcons welcome in longtime rival Long Beach City College. And these teams, as we start with the men's game, it's doubleheader action here tonight. We'll have both the men's and women's game. And tonight, we start with the men, and already these two teams separating themselves in the South Coast North. We're only 5 games into the conference schedule, Michael, and already I think it's a 2-team race between these two teams.
It's a 2-team race, and at the same time, not only is it a 2-team race, these are 2 playoff teams here in Southern California. And, well, as it would happen, Cerritos has had the number of Long Beach City College this year, 26-point win, and then the last time they met, 94-75, the conference opener in the South Coast Conference South, Cerritos handily.
Yeah, only 4 losses on the season for the Vikings, and 2 of them in one-sided fashion against the Falcons. And perhaps due to that, not a big surprise that 2 players in the Vikings starting lineup tonight making their first start of the season. So Barry Barnes, I think, never too soon to shake things up here and see if a different combination might produce better results. Bams with the baseline jumper, and he knocks it down.
That was nice and soft there from Bams, and Bams has really come along as a player here. We saw him earlier in the season versus Fullerton. Had some nice flashes early in the year, but I think at times some freshman deer in the headlights looks. See it right there, very composed on the first turnaround jumper, and it's good.
Jamil Akinbile in control. Akinbile and Jace Bass, number 1, still lead this team, and it's Akinbile who knocks down the 3.
Down 3 right there. That's pretty good recognition, and frankly, for the Falcons, that's too easy. And out tonight for Cerritos, it's Christian Alvis, and he's really the leader and the general of this team, especially defensively. He sets a tone, he gets into it, gets into his defensive assignment, and that time, nobody near Akinbile, and he buries the triple.
Washington, who's in the lineup for Alvis tonight, in control around a Bam screen. Left of the lane, kicks it outside. Wilkes knocks down another jumper.
Good answer there.
Both
for
teams
Wilkes.
come out shooting well, hitting their first 3 shots combined. This is Aaron Jelks leaning over the dribble. Jelks making his first start tonight. Checked by Washington.
And Charles Smith defensively doing a pretty good job on Chance Hunter early on.
Jump stop for Akinbile, goes to the fadeaway and hits.
And he's got a very soft touch, really impressed.
Jamil Akinbile, who comes in averaging 14.3 a game. It's really a daily double for the Vikings this season between Akinbile and, of course, Jace Bass, who's averaging over 20 a game. Wilkes around the screen, comes up shooting, rimming, no, tipped up and in. It looked like Bams crashing the offensive boards. Back and forth, 7-5. The Falcons with the lead, and Bams rejects Bass on the drive. Vikings will maintain possession, shot clock at 23. Jelks will bring it in baseline left. These teams met back to start the conference schedule, as you alluded to, Michael, and the Falcons, I think a very important game for the Falcons in that particular matchup, Michael. Falcons had been struggling somewhat coming off a loss against Pasadena, and then you start the conference schedule with a very tough matchup in Long Beach, and I think that was a big win. And since that point, the Falcons have strung together 4 more wins. Wooten with the soft touch. Hits from 12 feet. Back to a tie game at 7. Well, the Vikings have come out shooting very well, and that's noteworthy. The Falcons continue as the top team in the 3C2A in field goal percentage defense. Wilkes catch and shoot for 3, rims high, no good.
Wasn't fully squared on that shot.
Smith with the board, Jelks into the front court. Drops it down low. Wooten working in the post, goes to the left-handed hook, that's short. Rebound tapped around, Cerritos in control. Heckard starts a drive, now he'll back it out. 16:59 and counting, we're just underway. Coaches versus Cancer Classic here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Hunter with his first touch. In the high post, checked by Smith, comes up shooting from 15.
That's a great job by Hunter. You see him directing traffic there to create a little bit of space, and he ends up shooting that ball, but now he has an outlet, and he has Washington in the corner if he needs a 3, if somebody comes over on help.
Bass around a high screen, leaves it for Wooten. He'll try for 3, rimming, no. Rebound, Hunter.
Got a feeling Coach May is going to be happy with that shot.
Hunter into the front court, but the Vikings are back. Good cut from Wilkes, lays it up, and he missed the layup.
Got to get back, can't pout.
Running the floor, good feed from Bass, and Wooten is fouled from behind by Hunter. I'll tell you, we can talk about the scoring of Jace Bass, and he is coming off back-to-back 30-point performances, so no doubt that's something we'll get to. But he can pass as well, and he does a great job leading the break, finding Wooten. So Wooten will head to the line. The free throw is up and good. Wooten averaging a little under 8 points a game, a 67% foul shooter. One more coming. Lane violation. It's going to go against the Vikings. So the Falcons maintain the 1-point lead in the South Coast South. The Falcons still perfect at 5-0. Long Beach 4-1, just the one loss to Cerritos. Third place is Compton at 2-3. So as we talked about, these two teams have already separated themselves. Bams with the double pump, and he draws the foul.
You know, but Bams needs to be a little bit more decisive there. He catches and he doesn't feel it right away. If you catch you're that down low, look, Bams, he's an athlete. He can jump through the gym. How about a reverse dunk right there when you're right underneath?
Bam's free throw is up and good. Well, it's time for us to enter into one of our usual conversations, the free throw shooting of Dalen Bams. 48% on the season, but that number's on the rise. It was down below 30 earlier, and he hits a couple there. 11-8. Jelks. Baseline drive. Looking for Wooten, and it's knocked out of play. It'll stay with Long Beach. 15:47 to go here in the first half. Jelks will enter it in. Off to Bass. Checked by Heckard. Smith around a Bass screen. Leaves it for Bass. He'll try for a three. That's good. High arcer from Jace Bass. His first basket of the game. And it's a three to tie it up at 11. Washington in control. Around a double high screen. And that pass, Bass with the anticipation. He'll head in alone and throw it down. Jace Bass, a quick 5-0 burst. And the Vikings out in front. First lead since they led very briefly at 3-2. Heckard lost his footing on the inside. Akinbile leading the break. It's a 3-on-1. Jelks has that rejected by Hunter. Offensive rebound for the Vikings. And Wooten into the lane. He's fouled before the shot. Bam's going to pick up the foul. And watch here, and the Bass with the anticipation. And I think that one, the telegraph, and Bass right there. Tip dunk attempt from Akinbile, but he couldn't quite get the handle. Heckard jets into the front court, leaves it for Wilkes, catch and shoot for three.
Such a different story when he's square to the basket. That thing is going down 60-70% of the time.
Akinbile, the juke, tries for three. It's short, and Bams has the rebound. Falcons with the 1-point lead and the ball. Washington leaves it for Wilkes. Heat check for Wilkes off the back iron. Washington corrals the long rebound. The Falcons will get a second chance. Heckard gets a big screen from Bams. A little stutter step, puts up the short shot, but missed it. Akinbile fouled in the backcourt by Washington. That was some kind of screen from Dalen Bams. But the Vikings rotate nicely, and they're able to thwart the drive by Heckard. Substitution for the Vikings. Here comes Kester Ofube checking in, along with Christian Mazing. So Mazing and Ofube on, replacing Jelks and Wooten. Jace Bass checked by Heckard, leans over the dribble. That pass partially deflected. Heckard with the steal. In transition to Wilkes, in on Mazing, hangs in the air, missed the short shot. Smith clears the board. Now the Vikings want to run. Bass, transition three, long rebound. Wilkes has it. Wilkes into the front court, looking for numbers, but it's another steal for Bass. One-on-one in on Washington. Missed the shot off the glass. Offensive rebound for Ofube, but he lost the handle, and it's back to the Falcons. So a little helter-skelter.
If you're Coach Barnes, you can't come away 3-on-1 with no points, and you turn. It's essentially a turnover.
Yeah, and it's Jace Bass that has the good look point blank. How often is he going to miss that? You're living dangerously if you're the Falcons. 14-13, Cerritos with the lead, 13:37 to go in the first half. Vikings back off defensively. A standing dribble for Heckard. Now Bass starting to bring some pressure. Trying to enter it in high to Hunter. Hunter on the drive to the rack. A blocking call against Long Beach, and Hunter going to head to the line for a couple of free throws. Call is going to go against Akinbile. Hunter's free throw is up and good. Chance Hunter on the season, the leading scorer for the Falcons, 14.1 a game, a 69% foul shooter, the second free throw around and out. So 1 out of 2 for Chance, 15-13. The Falcons have the 2-point lead. Bass at the controls, around to Smith's screen, leaves it for Smith. He'll try for three, rimming high, no good. Hunter has the board. Tawan Elston has checked into the game for Cerritos. Heckard to the crossover, leaves it for Wilkes, passes on the three. Off to Heckard, shot clock at 16 as Heckard calls a play. Hunter in the high post. Another drive on Ofube, and the ball knocked free and stolen by Mazing. Akinbile in transition. A drive on Bams, missed the layup, but Bams going to foul him. And for Bams, that's at least 2, and it is worth noting that the report that we had is that Desmond Murphy, they're not sure about his availability, a game time decision, but obviously depth could be an issue here, especially if a guy like Dalen Bams gets into foul trouble with a timeout on the floor. 12:38 to go in the first half. You're watching the Coaches versus Cancer Classic from Cerritos College on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Back to the aviary for Cerritos College basketball on SoCalCollegeSports.com, the Coaches versus Cancer Classic. Tonight, Long Beach City College taking on Cerritos. It's men's and women's basketball. We've got the men for you first, but later tonight, we will have the women's game as well. Vikings with the basketball, trailing by 2. Smith out front, off to Mazing. Mazing checked by Elston. Smith, corner three, rimming no. Hunter snaps down the board. Hooks it off to Elston. Elston with some trouble, but gains control. Heckard in the corner to Wilkes. Now the Falcons will set up. Hunter working down low, goes to the reverse, missed the jam. Long rebound, batted around. Touch pass ahead to Mazing, in on Elston, who sends it out of play. Unbelievable. How about the hops? Tawan Elston. It's not often you're talking about a guy, what about 6 feet tall? If that. He's an enforcer down low. And Elston sends that one out of play. The Vikings keep the basketball, 25 on the shot clock. Sadler brings it in. Akinbile on the drive, looking down low. The pass broken up and stolen. Elston in transition, off to Hunter, goes to the left-handed jam again, and it's a clean block for Akinbile. Sadler wants to run the other way. Into the lane. Scoops, no. Tip dunk, no. And a late whistle. Is this going to be hanging on the rim? What's the call? Well, I'll tell you, they're trying to give us some dunks, Michael, but so far can't quite get one down.
We're looking for some practice with the slow-mo here. We're getting plenty of it.
Daryl McMillan Jr. has checked in for Cerritos. So let's see if we can set the Falcon lineup for you. Wilkes and Heckard along with Elston, McMillan, and Hunter. So Coach Russ May goes small. Moving Hunter to center. 3 guards. Meanwhile, the Vikings counter with Sadler along with Smith, Akinbile, Jelks, and Ofube on the floor. Elston circles around the screen, into the lane, scoops it in. Tawan Elston with the finish, 17-13. 4-point lead for the Falcons, trying to make it 3 in a row against the 19-4 Vikings. That one in and out for Smith. Hunter with the rebound. Heckard will bring it into the front court. Well, the Vikings started out shooting very well, but the Falcons have settled down defensively. Heckard on the drive, lays it up and in. Akinbile couldn't get a piece. Nice job by Heckard, warding off Akinbile with his body and able to lay it up and in. 19-13. Jelks working on Elston. Up top to Akinbile. Akinbile into the lane, hangs in the air, forces one up and hits. Boy, Chabu Akinbile, very impressive. Showing some strength inside. 19-15, the Vikings within 4. Wilkes picked up by Ofube in a switch. Heckard gets a screen from McMillan, drives the lane, the runner won't go. Rebound to Sadler. Boy, Heckard had a good look. Smith gonna try again for 3, short. Long rebound to Hunter. Hunter head up, finds Heckard. Heckard into the lane, nobody stops the ball. The floater for Heckard is good, 21-15. The Falcons open up a 6-point lead. This is their largest. Jelks cut off by Elston. Smith again for 3. Long rebound, back tap to McMillan. The Falcons looking to run. Elston pulls up at the foul line, rimming high, no good. Rebound tapped around to Sadler.
I think it's a shot selection right now that's really plaguing Long Beach City. Shot outside, Smith from 3, and he's been ice cold from deep.
Yeah, that's about 5 tries for Smith, and right now the Falcons, at this point, certainly are daring him to knock that shot down.
Foul out front, that's a bad foul. Sadler's got to be smarter than that.
Just the second team foul on the Vikings.
We're going to see Freeman come in along with Galang. Hunter is going to get a break here, and I'd like to see Freeman try to establish a little bit offensively, but the ball come out.
Yeah, this is a big chance for a guy like Austin Freeman. He's going to get some minutes tonight, presumably if Desmond Murphy is not available at all. And that's a chance to really settle in. So often, a guy like that will come in for a minute or two and then have to check right back out.
And obviously, you got to know you're all. Oh, that's trouble.
Jelks picking Elston's pocket.
It's a bad pass.
Yeah.
So Elston going to bring it up here for Cerritos. Going up on the 9-minute mark. Elston around the corner. Big Freeman screen frees him up, and that one blocked by Wooten.
Yeah, it's a nice adjustment by Wooten there in the switch. More or less draws Elston into that drive, but he's right there anticipating that shot, and he easily blocks it out of play.
The problem there for Tawan Elston is he's got to do a better job of going into the defender and using that contact instead of going away from it. You create that space, and you allow the defender to get that blocking position. McMillan, nice sequence down low. He'll be rewarded with a couple shots at the stripe.
I'll tell you what I like here that I've seen. 2 possessions, and they're using that big body of Austin Freeman, 2 big screens from Freeman to help free up the offense. And I think that's something where he can really excel.
You know, oftentimes, you don't see a lot of players really at any level outside of the NBA using picks like they should. And, you know, when you can do that, it just makes your job a lot easier. And something that we see a lot of, not enough inside out. And if you can establish a post that knows how to get it out when the double team comes, because somebody's going to come, somebody's going to adjust, unless you're going to want to go one-on-one, hey, you're going to get really good offense as a result. Lead out to 5 here for the Falcons. With it out front, this is Sadler. Sadler kicks it out. Bass, 8-footer. Freeman right there, but the offense too good from Sadler. From Bass, excuse me.
I mean, I think against guys like Bass and Akinbile, you just got to keep on playing. They're going to knock down shots where you can't play a whole lot better defense.
Really impressed with the play of Akinbile. See Bass right there. Elston with it out front. Here comes a double behind the back dribble. Step back jumper. No good from 17. Rebounded by Wooten. Off to Bass here in transition. No numbers. Nice transition defense from the Falcons. As Bass has to retreat from the dribble, and Elston gets into him defensively. Pokes it away, and this one out of bounds off of Elston's. It'll stay here with the Vikings. Coaches versus Cancer Classic here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. 3C2A men's and women's doubleheader. Spread the word, www.SoCalCollegeSports.com. Also on YouTube, SoCal College Sports 1. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Bass waiting for a couple picks from Wooten. Wooten making Freeman come out and stretch, and Wooten hits a long 2. Gets the deficit down to 1 for the Vikings.
Well, the Vikings have been making use of that pick and spot up, and right now the Falcons aren't challenging the shooter. So Bass is just giving it up, getting the open shot.
Freeman traveled. I think there were 2 travels on that play by Freeman. Wooten does a good job defensively pulling the chair. .7:30 to go. Bass will bring it up. Gets a pick from Jordan Hurd. Hurd with the triple attempt. That one's off the mark. Elston will bring it up for the Falcons, leading by 1. Back and forth affair here in the first half. Big rivalry game in the South Coast Conference South. Washington, no foul called. Got all ball. Freeman tries to go up with it. He's fouled. Austin Freeman will go to the free throw line.
Freeman catches a little bit of a break there. He gets the rebound down low, brings the ball down. And the Vikings quick to jump on it. Almost dug that one out, but Freeman gets the foul, gets himself to the line. Now, look, you're 6'10". How hard of a lesson is that to learn as a big man to keep that ball up high and go right back up? Because we see it quite a bit. You want to bring that ball back down and gather yourself.
Well, the natural instinct to bring the ball down comes from that there's going to be a lot of defenders around you, so you want to be able to power up, and naturally you want to create the momentum with that jump by bringing the ball down with your arms and creating that momentum. The problem is that when you get the little guards in there, they want to dig it out. Out to a 3-point lead. 2 made free throws for Austin Freeman. Under 7 to go in the first half. Bass looking for a little pick and roll action here from Wooten. Kicks it back to Wooten on a pick and pop. Hit a long 2 just recently. He'll turn the corner. Freeman fouls him and 1.
That's great recognition by Wooten to take his time there. He recognizes he's got a favorable matchup. Makes Freeman move his feet, gets inside, gets the contact, gets the bucket. Now he's heading to the line.
And he can tie this ball game up with an and 1 conversion.
I'll tell you, that's the kind of patience that we don't often see in our coverage, and that's just a great job by Wooten.
Missed free throw, but it's rebounded by the Vikings. Hurd kicks it out. Pass not clean. Bass ends up with it. This is going to be an official timeout. An issue with the shot clock here.
Wooten in the last matchup between these two teams played just 8 minutes, and he was 0 of 5 from the floor. But Wooten is a steady contributor to this team, so obviously a big difference here tonight.
Well, he's an undersized big. He knows how to use his body well, but he's exploiting the speed difference between him and Freeman beautifully right now, and that's why he's been so effective.
Going to adjust the clock to 6:31.
Bass will bring it in. 6:31 to go as they reset the shot clock. Bass gets another screen from Wooten, keeps it himself. Another great display of patience there, but he's off the mark. Hunter with a rebound. We're going to have a jump ball called.
Yeah, I tell you, you really can't execute the pick and roll a whole lot better than that if you're Jace Bass. Really takes his time. He's not in a hurry. Reads Freeman, ends up with the very good look, pretty much point blank, doesn't get it to go, but the Vikings keep the ball.
Inbounded to Jordan Hurd. Hurd, inside Bass, driving the lane. Goes up with it. He's fouled. Heckard, I believe, will be whistled.
I tell you, Jace Bass putting on a little pitching demonstration there. He goes with the slower developing pick and roll, and just when he shows you that kind of pace, here's the hard drive, able to get his man on his hip and ultimately get himself to the line.
So the Vikings can take the lead here after Bass ties it up with a free throw.
Be interesting to see where a guy like Jace Bass goes from here, because I like his ability to run the show, to play at the point guard spot.
He's a savvy player, that's for sure, and he reads the game really well, and I believe this is the first lead for Long Beach City, 25-24. 6:08 remaining. We have a timeout on the floor. You're watching the Coaches versus Cancer Classic, Long Beach and Cerritos here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. .08 remaining here in the first half. Falcons now trailing by 1. Chance Hunter back into the ball game. Washington will bring it up for the Falcons. Live from the aviary on the campus of Cerritos College, Mike Zepeda, Jeff Stoynoff. Happy you've joined us here on SoCalCollegeSports.com's coverage of 3C2A men's and women's basketball. And again, it's a doubleheader. Washington loses it to Bass. Numbers for the Vikings if they hurry. Hurd keeps it himself. Bank shot up, no good. Keeps it himself, but probably should have passed it off. Barry Barnes irate. Hurd taps it out of bounds. Hunter thought he was fouled. It's going to stay with Cerritos.
I think Barry Barnes wants a call on the other end. This is a great job by Hurd after missing the shot.
That's a clear foul.
Look at the effort to get back, though, and disrupt that play.
Entering McMillan. McMillan kicks out to Hunter. Easy 17-footer. That's short. McMillan battling for the rebound. Keeps it alive. Heckard had a beat on it. Hurd maintains possession for the Vikings. Clearly a missed foul called for Chance Hunter. The Falcons come up empty here. We have a 10-second violation. All Long Beach City not paying attention.
I love what McMillan and Washington do for this team. Two guys who I think really do kind of a similar role, but the motor just never stops on both ends of the floor.
It's nice when you have those junkyard dongs at your disposal for Russ May. They enter into Elson. Tawan Elson backs up off of a screen from Hunter. That shot short. Rebounded with authority by Kester Ofegbu. Bass kicks it over to Wooten. Wooten kicks out. Long three from Sadler.
Well, Sadler given a little too much room by Wilkes. Able to catch and shoot. And now the Vikings have their largest lead at 4.
McMillan with it out front. He's guarded by Ofo Egbu. McMillan inside, nifty move in traffic. Cuts the deficit to 2, 28-26. Sadler another triple. No, that one's short. Hunter with a rebound. Up ahead quickly, here's Tawan Elson. He has Wilkes trailing, one-on-one with Bass, and Elson that time goes into the defender, creates a space. We're all tied up at 28-all.
Yeah, and Bass doesn't want to pick up the foul there.
Nice job by Bass. After contact, no call. Nice job by Hunter with the defense. I thought that Bass was a little bit out of control, and I think if the charge would have been called, I don't think that would have been arguable call. Little ticky-tack, maybe a bit of a makeup call there. Coach Barnes not happy with it.
Non-shooting foul.
See the layup here from Elson. Well, earlier, Wooten got the block because Elston went away from the defender. You see Bass on the shot there. With the timeout on the floor, 30-28. Vikings on top of the Falcons. 4:11 remaining here in the first half. Heckard looking for Hunter. A set play ends in disaster for the Falcons. Bass in transition to Akinbili. Has that one stripped away by Tewan Elston. Heckard in transition. Has Hunter. Hunter, point blank. Has that pass ripped away from him. Nice play by Charles Smith. Transition the other way. Bass fouled by Elston. No, it's going to be a walk before the foul.
Wow. Yeah, Bass here. Yeah, I
foul.
think that's a good call. Yeah, Elston gets the arm, but fortunately for the Falcons.
Let's see it one more time here.
Bass already took too many steps.
Yeah, let's. That's too many steps there.
I think if you're Bass there, I think you're anticipating the contact coming from Elston and just shuffle the feet.
Yeah, Bass looking to change his name to James Harden. Not going to get that call otherwise. Wilkes from three. That one just off. Rebounded by Smith. We're back the other way. Here's Sadler going to bring things up for the Vikings. Off to Smith. He'll try another triple. That one went glass first. Might want to bring in the range a little bit. Heckard off to Wilkes. Wilkes thought about the three. He'll instead enter short corner to Chance Hunter. Turn and face. Elston wide open three. Good inside-out basketball from the Falcons. Hunter, rebound point blank. Lays it up and ties it up at 30.
I'll tell you, Chance Hunter doing it all. He's like, if I don't get the assist, I'm going to get the rebound and the points. How about that?
He's just trying to pad his stats here. He knows that I drafted him in the 3C2A men's basketball fantasy lineup. That's a foul on Bass.
Yeah, that's a good call. It's the off arm there that's going to bring that call every time. I think if Bass makes the contact here more with his shoulder, maybe that call doesn't go against him. But that arm comes out a little bit away from his body, and that's going to bring the call every time.
Yeah, if you maintain the position here, that's one thing. But when you extend out, that's when you're going to draw the whistle. Back the other way we go. Falcons with the basketball tied up at 30 apiece.
Bass and Akinbile, so important for the Vikings right now. In the last game for the Vikings, Bass and Akinbile had more field goals than the rest of the team combined.
Wilkes into the lane, the floater up, no good off of the glass. Akinbile, last person to touch it. It'll stay with the Falcons.
Just my way of saying they can't afford to get in any foul trouble.
No change in possession. Okay, wait a minute. So they are going to reset the clock. I don't think there was a change in possession here, Stoy. Now,
no, I think it was just a back tap out of play.
Was it a back tap off of a ball that hit the rim, though?
Now you're going beyond my memory of the situation. It was about 5 seconds ago, Mike. I mean, it's already gone.
Jeff, thinking about getting recast in the Memento sequel?
I've got so little RAM. I mean, it just, nothing stays there.
Well, luckily our computer makes up for it.
Yeah.
7 on the shot clock as they reset it. Elston fading away, has Freeman down low, point blank, and puts it in. Great find from Elston, great hands from Freeman. We'll see that one again, point blank. Look at this, Elston drives 3 defenders, wide open, Freeman point blank, and he puts it up and in.
I'll tell you, Freeman, one of the only guys out there not just watching Tewan Elston, but continues to move and look for an open spot, finds his way. What pass by Elston.
So the lead back to the Falcons at 32-30. Jelks kicks it back to Wooten. Bass, they go around the horn. This is Sadler on the baseline. That's great offense from the Vikings. That's going to result in a triple from Aaron Jelks.
Yeah, Jelks with all kinds of room.
It's 33-32. Falcons now trailing by 1 after the main three from Jelks. Hecker looking inside for Freeman. Said he'll bring it out. Now Freeman has it down low, working on Wooten, looking to power it in, kicks it back out to Heckard. Heckard will fire his own triple and hit.
Yeah, Freeman draws the double team there, gets the pass out. It wasn't exactly beautiful, but it made its way to Heckard, and he got the shot off and hit.
Hey, Jeff, did the ball go in?
Yeah, exactly. This is exactly what I'm saying.
Wooten from three. He knows he shouldn't have taken it. That one hit backboard first. Hecker gets a little contact, drives a lane, floater up, no good. He's point blank, can't get it to go. Rebound tapped around, won by Akinbili. Akinbili, 3-on-3, he'll take it himself, has that one stripped away. Elston comes free from the pack. Jelks trailing in transition. Elston puts it up and in. A 4-point lead now to the Falcons at 37-33. Under a minute to go in the first half.
Akinbele working in transition there, has Elston backpedaling a little bit, and good recognition. You see here, Elston, boy, it's so hard to defend Elston in transition. The strength to just get that ball up on the rim, it's hard to rip it out of there.
Hunter checks back into the ball game. Remember, we have not seen Dalen Bams for a while now, and we suspect at least 2 fouls, maybe 3.
Yeah, I think Bams is done for the half. But Russ May has done a good job, and the Falcons have done a good job with a little bit smaller lineup on the floor, and a good stretch here from Austin Freeman's been key.
Freeman's been key in addition to the defensive efforts and the offensive rebounding energy from McMillan and Washington. Made free throw on the 1-on-1 attempt from Akinbili. 53 seconds to go here. Second free throw also true for Akinbili, who had things getting off pretty hot in his favor. Cooled down a little bit. Heckard will bring things up, brings it over to Chance Hunter. He's guarded by Smith. Looking inside to Freeman. He has his man. Freeman, drop step middle. No, he has Hunter down low. Well, he's not looking to pass. He's not looking to shoot. He's looking to pass.
Yeah, I think he telegraphs that a little bit in the Vikings. Too many hands in that passing lane, and I think Freeman with the right idea, but gotta look off the defense a little bit.
I love the offensive play, but you have to maybe think about at least making the defense honor the drop step down to the baseline. He wasn't even looking for that. He was looking pass all the way, and the Vikings forced a turnover.
Easier play to defend as well because the other 3 Falcon players not moving. You're not getting a lot of motion in that offensive set. Vikings easy to anticipate. Hunter's going to get the ball on the cut.
Offensive zone look here for the Falcons. Looks like a 2-3 matchup zone. Bass will fire a long 3.
Yeah, Bass shoots 30% from 3-point range. And
what's his number from NBA range? Because that's where that one was taken from. Heckard gets a big screen from Freeman, frees up Hunter from downtown at the buzzer.
What a great set. We'll take a look at the replay.
Look at this set here. Freeman sucks in the defense by setting the screen out front. We'll see it one more time. Look at the action here as Hunter comes in to the top of the key.
Yeah, Freeman keeps rolling toward the basket, and that takes the defender away, frees up Hunter.
See it one more time. See, he sets a screen. Now here comes the defense moving Akinbili, and Hunter puts it in for the triple. We go in at the half, 40-38. Cerritos with a 2-point lead.
Second half set to get underway. Cerritos leading Long Beach by 2. It's Cerritos College basketball here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Tonight, the Coaches versus Cancer Classic here on SoCal College Sports. First of 2. Men up first. And we'll have the women's game for you following the completion of this one. But a long way to go here in a 2-point game. Wilkes dancing on the dribble. Outside to Hunter. The Falcons down Desmond Murphy and Christian Alvis tonight, but trying to make it 3 in a row against the 19-4 Long Beach City College Vikings as Hunter knocks down another shot from outside.
Hunter now in double figures. He has 10 with that made bucket, leading the way for all scores. Jace Bass 14 in that first half.
And it was kind of quiet around the screen. Back outside, long 3 for Smith, rimming no, tapped up and in. Akinbile getting on the offensive glass, back to a 2-point game.
Jeff had a brief conversation with Barry Barnes after that first half, and he talked about shot selection and shooting shots within the flow of the offense. And that time we see a shot within the flow of the offense that results in a long carom that Akinbile is ready for. And the result, a made bucket for Long Beach City.
Yeah, it's amazing when you get shots out of the flow of good offense, how other things seem to just happen, like getting on the offensive glass and getting second chance points even when you do miss.
Well, essentially what happens is that everybody is anticipating the ball going up, so now you're putting yourself in better rebounding position for second chance opportunities.
Jelks, hard drive, stops and pops from 17 and knocks it down. Aaron Jelks. First start of the season tonight. That one nearly mishandled by Heckard, but Washington right there. Game tied at 42. Hunter fakes the 3. Off to Washington in the corner. Gets it back. Hunter with the shot clock at 10. From just inside the 3-point line, McMillan has the offensive rebound. Another chance for Cerritos. Heckard checked by Jelks. Gets a screen from McMillan, and Wooten going to pick up the foul. First team foul on the Vikings. That's the second on Wooten. McMillan off to Heckard. So you got McMillan and Washington on the floor together. Washington picked up by Wooten in the switch. Back outside, Hunter, shot clock at 5. Hunter on the drive, and he traveled. Well, are they going to say that?
He bumped into a travel.
Yeah, a little bit of body before the move, and Hunter working against the shot clock here.
See that here, and he gets a shove in the back right there. Yep.
That's going to be Smith picking up the foul, the second on the Vikings early here in the second half. Heckard working down low, spins to his right, missed the shot. Bass has the rebound, ahead to Smith. Smith in transition, tries to keep it alive. Bass able to pick up the loose ball, misses from 3, long rebound to Wilkes. Heckard leaking out, in on Bass. Late whistle, there's a foul call, and the bucket is good. As you see the replay, what a finish for Heckard. And that whistle came in a little bit late, but I don't think there's any question about it there. Well, maybe with the lower body there, Mike, as you watch the replay, I think Bass did a pretty good job of holding off up top. But I think maybe they're going to say a little bit of a hip check there. And he gets the foul, and Heckard gets the 3-point play, 45-42. Cerritos back out in front.
There's a pretty good sell there by Heckard.
Yeah. High screen from Wooten. Jelk splits the double team, scoops it up, no good. Wooten with the offensive rebound, and 1. So the Vikings can answer right back. Wooten, who struggled mightily in the last matchup between these two teams, with a bit of redemption here tonight, and he's had a good game so far. It just got a little bit better. 3-point opportunity as Wooten looks to tie this one up. Up and good. Timeout on the floor. Barry Barnes wants a timeout. 17-14 to go in the ball game. All tied at 45, Cerritos and Long Beach here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. The Falcons will work at the length of the floor in the home whites. All knotted up at 45. Early in the second half, Elston and Heckard in the backcourt. McMillan along with Hunter and Wilkes up front for the Falcons. This is Heckard. Back outside to Elston, shot clock at 13. Around a high screen, and it's Wooten who picks up the foul. I believe that's number 3. That is the 3rd on Wooten. It's the 4th on Long Beach here in the second half. So the Falcons working their way toward the bonus. Heckard starts a drive. In the lane, goes to the fadeaway, but Bass able to rip it out. Off to Jelks, comes up shooting from 10 feet and knocks it down. Jelks with the little jumper. And the Vikings have a 47-45 lead. Elston on the drive, off the glass, lays it in. Elston around the screen from Hunter, nobody picks him up. Akinbile on the drive under the backboard, and McMillan gonna get him with the body. I tell you, McMillan had done a nice job forcing Akinbile baseline, and he had him in a pretty bad spot. But McMillan catches him with the body, picks up the foul, and it's Akinbile who will head to the line for a couple of free throws. First free throw up and good. Akinbile shoots 80% from the line. Misses the second. So 1 out of 2.
Nice jinx, Stoy.
Well, I'm pretty good. Never lose the ability. Does give the Vikings the 1-point lead. Elston gets a screen from McMillan. Angles left. Leaves it in the corner for Heckard. Too strong on the 3. McMillan working on the offensive glass.
Another good shot in the flow of the offense, like the creation there from Elston.
McMillan drives the lane and picks up the offensive foul.
That's a very subtle move. Really could have gone either way. And see if we can catch that one more time here. See in real time. We'll see a slight push right there. Yep.
Yeah, working against Stewart, who has checked in for the Vikings. Nicholas Stewart, who did not play in the first half. Jelks working right of the lane. Double pump off the glass, and it's good. I'll tell you. Aaron Jelks, who has appeared in every game this season for the Vikings, makes his first start tonight, and he is delivering a big-time performance here just when the Vikings need it. 3-point lead. Elston will try to tie it up and does. Tawan Elston, who went for 20 the last time these two teams met, likes the matchup. Bass with a little stutter step. What a move inside. Bass able to split a double team. Finishes at the rim, 52-50. Elston with the crossover, drives the lane, shot no good. And a whistle, and this is going to go against Cerritos. Let's see if we have a replay on this. Well, there's Jelks with the finish. Take you back to some of the highlight reel stuff we've seen early in this second half. You see the long 3 for Elston. And how about the move there by Bass around the double team. Good stuff here in the second half. Bass in a crowd. What's the call? And it is a jump ball. possession arrow favors Long Beach, so they'll keep it. Shot clock at 17, 14:49 to go in the ball game. They enter it into Stewart, and is it Hunter who's going to get the hold here? I'm going to say he held Stewart. Third on Hunter, and that is incredibly significant, Michael. Again, given that Bams, who's checking into the game, is playing with 2 fouls, and Murphy appears to be unavailable. Might see the 5-guard offense here before it's all said and done here, Mike.
You know, I just don't know outside of that. Who else do you go to?
And Elston picks up the foul. That is the 6th team foul on the Falcons. So now it's the Vikings who will shoot free throws the rest of the way.
Cerritos, in a couple games that we've covered, have lost their composure because of maybe some questionable refereeing. I don't think the refereeing's been all that bad here. They need to regain their composure and see about regaining the lead.
Stewart working on Bams, a drop step. And it looks like it's a foul call. Is this going to be McMillan, I believe, coming in on the double team? No, it's going to be Bams. They'll say that Bams gave him a push. That's the 3rd on Bams.
He's pushing him down low a little bit.
Yeah, it actually looked like McMillan was pretty clean there getting the ball, but it's Bams who gets the push. So now Hunter and Bams, both with 3 fouls. And I think that's good recognition by Stewart and Barry Barnes. No doubt on that sideline, recognizing Bams is playing with 2 fouls. Go right after him. See if you can continue to work them into greater foul trouble. Stewart to the line. First free throw is good. You know, Mike, I think you make a good point earlier about the frustration level for the Falcons in some of the games that we've seen. And hey, look, 14:37 to go. This is a 3-point game, but that's a game that can easily get away from you if you become a little bit unfocused here over the next few minutes.
Well, remember, in the game versus Chafee, that game was not out of reach until about, I'd say, the 10-minute mark, 9-minute mark of that second half. So, obviously, that was a learning experience here, but you're minus your floor general and Christian Alvis. No Desmond Hunter tonight, or excuse me, Desmond Murphy this evening. Helston. So that's a poor shot.
Off the back iron for Elston. Long rebound. Here come the Vikings. Akinbele with the hard drive. Ball knocked free, but right to Stewart. Can't get the follow to go. The rebound volleyballed around, and it's out to Elston. Elston in on Bass. Scoops it in. 54-52. Back to a 2-point game as Bass leans over the dribble. Step back 3 for Bass. Bang! Chase Bass. Good Lord, what are you going to do against that? 57-52. Oh, big screen from Freeman on Bass. Washington's layup is in and out, but Freeman on the offensive glass. His follow won't go. A lid on the rim for the Falcons. Can't believe those didn't go down. Akinbele in transition, has it stripped out, throws it off the rim. Elston in transition, hard drive, reverse, no good. A whistle and a foul called. Well, I don't know on that previous possession, Mike, if you had a chance to see it. I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't know if Akinbele was looking for a call, but he more or less just tomahawked it as hard as he could off the rim. Watch this play here. Not exactly sure. Well, no, this is the tail end there where it comes out. Elston, meanwhile, heads to the line. You know, with these two teams, it's already kind of a heightened emotion in this matchup seemingly every time these teams meet. And now I think the physicality has picked up here in the second half as Elston goes 1 out of 2. So I think it's going to be a challenge here for the officials to maintain order and calm in this one, because I think the guys are getting into it out there.
Great backdoor there from Galang. They missed him.
Washington wants Freeman down low, off his hands, out of play. The turnover gives it back to Long Beach.
That's not on Freeman. That's on the pass. Just give it to your big. Just dump it in.
Renee Favela has checked in for the Vikings. Gets it to Smith. And they'll leave it for Jace Bass. Bass from way downtown rimming, no. He tried that one from Fountain Valley.
He did.
I know, I made that drive. Elston. Checked by Favela. Back to McMillan. Freeman working in the low post. Shot off the glass, won't go. Rebound on the floor, cleared out. And the Vikings have it. Bass in transition, nobody stops the ball. Contact and a late whistle. It's going to go against Cerritos and send Bass to the line. Garrett Roberts and Renee Favela have checked into the game. So 3 Viking players that didn't play in the first half now seeing some time in the second half. So Barry Barnes having to go deep into his bench. 12:34 to go. And Jace Bass heads to the line. Bass over his last 2 games averaging 31 points a game, has the season average up over 20 a game. The 20.3 is 6th in the 3C2A. Second free throw, that's short. Freeman has the rebound, so 1 out of 2. The Vikings have a 5-point lead. This is their largest. Washington at the controls for the Falcons. Elston around to McMillan's screen. Galang starts a drive and it's stolen. Vikings force another turnover. Bass in the lane, left-handed layup is good and a foul. I'll tell you, Mike, when you allow Jace Bass to catch the ball right at the free throw line, he is just going to make good things happen so often. Such a difficult matchup. And Bass able to get the hoop and the harm, and he'll head to the line, try and make it a 3-point play.
Remember, it's got to be selected.
And just like that, the Vikings push it out to an 8-point lead. And I think if you're Russ May on that Cerritos sideline, a little bit of concern here. This one starting to slip away a little bit. You need an answer, and you need it now.
Well, you don't really have an option offensively inside. Long Beach City has really determined that I don't need to double down low, and it really doesn't free up the shooters like the Falcons are used to seeing. When you go down low to Chance Hunter, who's currently not in the ball game and plagued by foul trouble, you're not going to have that type of offensive fluidity that presumably, even though we weren't at those games, the Falcons had in those first 2 matchups. You look at the results, 26-point win. Last time they met, a 19-point win, that one at Long Beach City. So the Falcons are going to have to adjust to the adjustment here that Coach Barry Barnes and company have made.
Elston around to Freeman's screen. Hard drive, the runner rattles home. Tawan Elston. You wait for Elston, who has picked it up more and more as this season has gone on as a primary offensive option. Favela open for 3, rims high, no good. Washington has the rebound. Falcons with it back, looking to cut into a 6-point deficit. They'll get it back to Elston, shot clock at 18. High screen for Freeman, Elston for 3, around and out. Freeman crashing the offensive boards. The follow won't go. Smith working for the rebound. It's knocked around and ends up in the hands of Sadler for the Vikings. Smith in transition. Kicks it back outside. The Vikings will take some time. Favela with the 3, in and out. Rebound on the floor. Sadler with the rebound, lays it up, lays it in. The Vikings back to an 8-point lead. Barry Barnes will call another timeout. 10:54 to go in the game. Long Beach leading Cerritos 63-55. It's the Coaches versus Cancer Classic from Cerritos College on SoCalCollegeSports.com. The Vikings lead it by 8 with 10:54 to go in the ball game. Cerritos College will have to work from behind. They have taken the first 2 matchups between these two teams, but against a team that's 19-4 on the season, just how many times can you expect to beat them in a row?
Yeah, 3rd time's a charm, apparently, for Coach Barry Barnes. Hey, it's not over yet. A lot of time, and Chance Hunter now on the floor for the Falcons.
Favela picks up the foul, guarding Elston. A little push. That is the 7th team foul on Long Beach City College, so it'll send Elston to the line for a 1-and-1. Tawan on the season, a 70% foul shooter. The scoring average at 11 a game, 11.1, and he gets the roll on the first free throw, 63-56. One more free throw coming. Hunter has returned with 3 fouls, so it's a bigger lineup on the floor for the Falcons, with Hunter and Freeman up front, along with Wilkes, Heckard, and Elston on the floor. Jelks out front. Around a screen, shot from 18 around and out, and Hunter has the rebound. He'll leave it for Heckard.
Six-point advantage here for the Falcons, trying to cut into it. Nice find down low. Freeman a little late to react down low. He was wide open for a layup. He misses point blank. Oh, Favela gets away with a little bit of a travel. Sadler has it stolen. Heckard picks the pocket. Hunter now in transition, a foul at midcourt. 1-and-1 situation. Shot by Heckard, making that play, and then he gets ran over by Stewart. Favela off along with Stewart. Hockenbeely back on along with Matthew Wooten. Well, I think this is the lineup here that's probably the most offensively potent for the Falcons. Elston's been very, very good, really bridging the gap between the foul trouble of Chance Hunter and Cody Wilkes. You know, he has a lot of ability from long range. 2 made free throws, cuts it to a 4-point deficit by Heckard. 4-point advantage. We're under 10 to go in this one. Coaches versus Classic, versus Cancer Classic here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Falcons picking up full court. Jelks working on Elston, switched off now. McMillan, Hockenbeely, a free lane to the bucket, no help comes over, and Hunter obviously can't be too aggressive defensively and pick up that 4th foul. Elston guarded by Jelks, good on-ball defense there. Hunter to the basket, lays it up, lays it in. I think Hunter has that pretty much every day of the week. And he needs to make something happen. Get to the bucket. Nice backdoor Bass. Lead back out to 6. Bass working on Heckard. Heckard still on the dribble. Kicks back to Hunter from 3. From the top of the key, nothing but net. Chance Hunter, such a difference maker offensively, inside out, good turn and face game, and you can't leave him that wide open from 3. Answered by Smith on the other end, no. Long carom comes off to Elston. Elston against the numbers will lay it up, but not in. He was point blank. Smith with a rebound, now back the other way here for the Vikings. Bass crossover to his left into the lane. Here comes the help from McMillan. Good help, forces an errant shot. Hunter up for the rebound. Hunter behind the back dribble. Give it up to a guard. There you go. Elston on the far side, kicks it to Cody Wilkes. That's a good 3, and that's a good result. Tie ball game, 67 all. See here, Inside out. That's Chance Hunter. And then Hunter gets it up to a guard. Elson makes the right decision. Drive and kick. Wilkes from 3. 6-0 run. Long Beach now tied up with Cerritos. 8:13 to go. $67 all, 8:11 to go. And just when it looked like it was getting away from the Falcons, little home cooking, long range distance from beyond the arc, Hunter and Wilkes ties it up. Coaches versus Cancer Classic here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. 3C2A Men's Basketball South Coast Conference South Edition. Long Beach City and Cerritos. Akinbili with it on the far side, guarded by Hunter. He enters into Wooten. Wooten's going to go baseline spin move. Not there, but he's fouled. Little Pau Gasol there. See Wooten setting up McMillan baseline, looking middle. Oh, no, that is the Pau Gasol special right there. A little bit of a hold off and a hook. Wooten can break the 67 tie. Matthew does not on the first attempt. Freeman back into the ballgame. Well, the minutes have been up and down for Freeman, but energy-wise, I really like what he's been able to do. He just needs to be a little bit more composed when he gets it down low and finish. Second free throw coming for Matthew Wooten. That one is good, 68-67. Elson over to Wilkes. Here's Hunter at the top. Heckard to the screen from Hunter. Switched off on Smith. That shot off the mark. Heckard gets it right back and puts it up and in. Jelks brings it up to the Vikings. Into Bass. Bass just dribbles down. That's way too easy for Jace Bass. He's up near 20 plus. Lead back to the Vikings at 70-69. Heckard with it. Gets a high screen from Hunter, who pops back. Heckard, floater no good. Freeman right there. He'll put it up. He'll put it in. And Wooten shaken up on the play. Might have taken a shot from the big man inadvertently. Seesaw battle here at the Aviary, the campus of Cerritos College. Smith, another air ball from 3. And now transition basketball here for the Cerritos College Falcons. Hunter down low, kicks it out to a wide open Wilkes. The pass a little slow getting there. Good close out by Jeff. Cerritos going to reset the offense with 15 seconds to go on the shot clock. Elson to his left, left-handed layup. No, it's Bass tapping it out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Falcons. 9 on the shot clock. That's terrific defense from Bass. See the play here from Freeman. Freeman, a lot of power. Heckard going to enter it in. Cross screen action. Frees up Hunter from three. No. Little long. Akinbili up high for the rebound. Inside out dribble. Gets inside. Smith. Jelks. Good closeout by Elston to reset the offense. Akinbili from way downtown. Full timeout taken. Expect some full court pressure from Long Beach when we come back. Let's see this ball movement here. A thing of beauty from the Vikings. They now lead it 73-71. You are watching Coaches versus Cancer Classic here on SoCal College Sports. (73-71). Vikings now with a 2-point lead. 6:04 remaining in this one. Go back to that last play. The ball movement resulting in a main three-pointer for Akinbili. Elston, set play out of the timeout. Wilkes has it up top. And is into the high post. This is Chance Hunter. Hunter going to make a move. They'll go right at the bucket. Can't get that one to go. Rebound off to the Vikings. Jelks in transition. Jelks looking up high. Has nobody. He's looking for Kester. Kester Ofube. So it's a turnover. Cerritos now with possession. Coming up on the 5-minute mark here in the second half. Same offensive set for the Falcons. Elston. Back up dribble. Three ball no good. Long carom off to Wilkes. Heckard back to Elston. Elston thought about another triple. Instead he's going to wait for a screen from Hunter. Comes around the corner. Banks it up and banks it home. Tawan Elston. Bass in transition, tough shot, gets it to go. Pretty finger roll off the glass for Jace Bass. Back and forth we go here. Second meeting in conference play this year between Cerritos and Long Beach. Heckard inside. Freeman with a rebound. He's fouled going up. This is Elston. On the last bucket. First free throw for Freeman. Up and good. Well, Freeman 50% from the free throw line. Looks pretty comfortable from the stripe. Second free throw also good, and we're tied up at 75 all. Good minutes for the big man. He'll be replaced by Washington. The Falcons go a little small here. Biggest man on the floor right now, Chance Hunter. Bass over to Akinbili. Akinbili working on the baseline. Here comes a double from Hunter. Akinbili fades the other way. Elston with a rebound. Elston will bring it up for Cerritos. Tied up at 75 all. Slow things down, set up the offense, looking for a screen from Wilkes, doesn't use it. Step back dribble, spin move, up, no good, but he's fouled. Is Tawan Elston. I want to say this is going to go against Christian Mazing. It's a dribbling clinic here for Tawan Elston, leaving the defender Mazing up top. He was tripped up. Cerritos can take the lead with a made free throw. First one, no good from Elston. Elston on the season averaging double figures. A shade over 11 a game on the season. Started off the season a little bit slow. We saw him in the Fullerton matchup struggle a little bit, but ever since we've seen him since that matchup, he's really grown as a player. Second free throw is good from Tawan. So the lead to the Falcons at 76-75. Under 4 to go. Jelks enters it into Bass, working against Heckard. He lost the ball. Wilkes up ahead to Heckard. No numbers. Heckard looking for a delayed break, going to reset the offense. Looking for Wilkes on a pop out here. Heckard still on the dribble, looking inside. Good defense inside. Better offense from Chance Hunter. Hunter with a spin move, finishing with the left. You can't let him go to that shoulder. Smith thought about a three. He's 0 for 10 tonight. Dribbled off his foot. Hunter in transition. Wilkes. Is that going to be a charge or a block? Will be a charge. 2-shot foul. See the move here on the last time down from Chance Hunter. Setting up his defender. Ofube, no chance. See the next play here is Hunter in transition, running the break, and he's fouled by Bass. First free throw up and good for Chance. We await a point total for Chance. $19 points tonight after the two made free throws for Chance Hunter. 80-75, the Falcons now open up a 5-point lead coming up on the 3-minute mark in the second half. Smith from way downtown at the top of the key. Well, didn't really expect that. I don't think anybody else did. Cold shooting night for Charles Smith. But he hits when he needs it. 2:56 to go. 2-point lead for the Falcons. We're live from the Aviary. It's the Coaches versus Cancer Classic live on SoCalCollegeSports.com. South Coast Conference South doubleheader. Long Beach Cerritos, 80-78. Cerritos with the lead and the ball. After a long-made three-pointer from Charles Smith. Heckard into the lane. Burton versus Mazing. Mazing, no chance. Back to a two-possession ball game. Jelks on the dribble, working against Elson. Smith again from three. The hot hand here in the final minutes for Charles Smith. He was 0 for 10 before his last two made threes, and now it's a 1-point lead for the Falcons at 82-81. Hunter working against Smith. Bullies himself inside. Short. Smith with the rebound. If I'm the Vikings, get it to Charles Smith, and if I'm Cerritos, you better get a hand up. See another made three here for Charles Smith. This is the first one. And this is the last made three. .205 to go. Made free throw for Jeremiah Sadler. Ties it up at 82. Nail biter here in game one on the day. Game two coming up. The women slated for a 7 p.m. start time. Sadler good on the second. Wooten will come into the ball game for defensive purposes. So Long Beach with a lead late here. After the Falcons had opened up a 5-point lead. Hunter bullies himself down low. Can't finish again. That one saved by Jelks. Wooten under duress. He's fouled in the double team. That's a pretty weak call. I thought he traveled first. Let's see if we can get a replay on it. Let's watch the feet here. We're not going to see it. Does he move the pivot foot? Tough call. By the way, Wooten's going to the free throw line. First attempt is up and good. Cerritos saying ball does lie. Gritty play here down the stretch by the Vikings. On the road in conference play against a rival. Probably the biggest you have. Second free throw off the mark, in and out. Heckard guarded by Sadler. Getting a little chippy here. Crossover dribble to his right. Heckard creating some space. Gives off to Hunter at 12 feet. He'll bully himself in. Another short range shot missed. Freeman with a left-handed rebound. That shot up no good. A lot of contact, no call. And you beg to wonder what could have been. Chance Hunter missing a few gimmies down the stretch here. His team trailing by 2. Long Beach with possession coming up on the 1-minute mark. Wooten looking to set a screen on Elson. Smith, another one? No, that one too long. Rebounded by Sadler. Sadler, jump ball or a foul? Smith with the hot hand, but Sadler comes in. Elson gets a lot of the ball, but he came across the arm. First free throw trickles in. Two-possession ball game. Indeed, Sadler good on both. Under a minute to go. It's not over yet. It's getting late here for the Falcons. Two-possession ball game. They're going to take a timeout to talk things over. 86-82. Long Beach looking for their first win over the Falcons here in 2019. We'll find out in a minute. Under a minute to go. 4-point deficit for the Falcons. Hunter has it at the high post. Looking for somebody to pop out. It's Elston. Elston guarded closely by Jelks. Jelks fights to the screen. Two-pointer good for Tawan. Elston gets it to a 2-point deficit. 9-second differential between the game shot and the shot clock. And we have a 30 or a full. And we will have a full timeout called on the floor. Don't go anywhere, folks. After the made bucket from Tawan Elson, a 2-point disadvantage. Barry Barnes directing his players to call a timeout here, maybe? Saw a timeout signal there from Sadler. Perhaps it was a play call. Get a good shot here. Obviously the Falcons needing a stop. Akinbili with the ball, guarded by Elson. Smith at the hash. Kicks back to Akinbili, 10 on the shot clock. Guarded by Elston. Akinbili makes his move. Jumps in. Is that a travel or a foul? Elston commits the foul. I thought it looked like a walk. We'll see it again here. Let's see it in real time. Let's see it one more time. We're going to have a pretty good look of it here Does Elston reach in? He does. Has a lot of ball, but then draws the arm and right in front of the official. So 2 free throws coming for Jamil Akambili. First free throw, nothing but net. Akambili from the free throw line, pretty good. Jeff mentioned earlier, up near 80% on the season. A made free throw. I believe we're getting a timeout here from Coach Barry Barnes. Second free throw, rattles home. Back to a 4-point advantage. Now only 14 seconds to go. Falcons needing an answer. Well, it's all about the little things, and you want to do yourself some favors in some tight games. You want to hit free throws at a high clip. That's exactly what Long Beach City has done. 19 of 24 on the ball game. That's good for just a shade under 80% as a team. And obviously we're in a tight one right now, and Long Beach getting the better of it. Elson all the way down the lane. Hunter with a rebound. He's fouled going up with it. So 2 free throws are going to come to Chance Hunter.
Obviously, the last thing you want if you're the Vikings, stop the clock and let the Falcons put some points on the board without any time coming off.
I know Coach Barry Barnes not happy about that call, but at the same time, you can't really complain. You've had a lot of calls go in your favor throughout this contest, and well, they still have a lead right now. First free throw up and good for Chance Hunter. This can make it a 2-point ball game. On a make, it's short. Rebound fought for, one by Sadler, who's quickly fouled. I think this is Hunter. I think this might be number 5.
It's a pretty big call there. You see Hunter get in
Hunter
there.
Hunter comes in, and he just gets all ball.
Yeah,
that's
very close to a tie-up, and I believe the possession arrow is in favor of Cerritos, so that was potentially a huge call.
I hate those calls as a player, the anticipation call. How about read it as you see it? But oftentimes, the referee's quick to the whistle. And that'll pretty much wrap it up. 2-possession ball game now at 90-85. Elson going to have to hoist late here. Third time's a charm for Long Beach City. And they get the better of their rivals, Cerritos. Final score 90-85 in game 1 of the day. Coaches versus Cancer Classic 3C2A men's and women's basketball doubleheader. The women coming up. For Jeff Stoynoff, Emery Johnson, I'm Mike Cepeda signing off. We'll see you in a little bit on the women's channel.